How y'all doing? And welcome to another spanking installment of Horror Zone 2013 with your host, me, once again. And the movie I want to talk about tonight is a film I've heard about thanks to my two best friends on here, Matt and Mike. And also, I got to give a very special thank you to Mike because he sent me this DVD-R of 1997 killer lizard film, Aberration, which this is not on DVD in the US at all. Lionsgate has the rights to this. They are not doing nothing with it. At one point, this was uploaded officially through Lionsgate on their YouTube page in one upload. And then I don't know what the fuck happened. It disappeared. Or Lionsgate's page disappeared. They took the movie down or whatnot. But their own Demeter, it's not on DVD in the US. And I don't know where you guys could find this to watch. I heard there's a DVD overseas. You can find it on there maybe. I think VHD had it uploaded, but its audio is badly out of sync. And I was able to see this thanks to Mike. It was nice enough to send me make me a DVD-R. Just thank you, Mike. And I play works on my player. Everything's okay. Uh, I would have to say I enjoyed this film a lot. I really had a good time with this film. I agree with Matt when Matt reviewed the film. It does feel like an 80s movie, even though the movie was filmed. Sorry, I got a little scrape somewhere around here, a scab or something that popped out or whatnot. So it was bleeding before. It was okay now, thankfully. I got peroxide a little bit there, stopped bleeding. But basically, the movie is. I mean, it's a very unknown, talent behind the film. Very unknown. The people that probably didn't go on to do much, sad to say. I mean, the movie is directed by Tim Boxell. Well, Tim Boxell, he he didn't go on to do really much. I mean, he only directed about nine things basically. Before this, he directed a episode of Liquid Television, which from NTV, which I remember that. He directed a TV series called One Saturday Morning. Then after Aberration in 1999, he directed Frank Lee's From the Orient TV series, TV movie called Chasing Destiny, a video segment called Creep Tales, a TV series called Green Screen Show, and 2006, last thing he did, Valley of the Heart's Delight. So, really nothing that was even close to this movie, in all honesty. That's the director. Now, the writers behind this is Scott Liu and Dorian Orra. Now, Scott Liu, let me see what he's written. He wrote Aberration was his first project in 1997. He hasn't done nothing since 2006. Bickford's Schmeckel's Cool Ideas. He directed an episode of Stephen King's The Dead Zone. And he penned the screenplay for some straight to video comedy that came out sometime this year, Sexy Evil Geniuses. That's what he's done, basically. Scott Liu. The other writer is Darren Orrat. Let me see what Darren Orrat has done. He only wrote Aberration, which that's sad. He should have gotten a chance to try to write more stuff. And the cast is pretty much names you probably know so many people by face or from other projects maybe. You have the lead girl, which it took me a while to get warmed up to her, but I recognized the girl's face because she was in a movie I used to watch back in the day a lot. Pamela Gridley. Well, Pamela Gridley is Cherry from that movie Cherry 2000. I remember Cherry 2000. And she's gone on to have a little career in TV, I guess. She's done a lot of episodes of CSI or whatnot and stuff. And your lead guy is some actor named Simon Bolsell. Simon Bolsell, which he did a good job. And also The other one you have Valerie Nico Leave, who plays this other character, Yuri, which I liked it. Uh, Helen Mulder, very unknown cast, pretty much. And I'm probably gonna go into spoilers in this because I don't know if you people will be able to find this film to watch or whatnot. But if you want to try to find it, I mean, I wish you luck because this film, like I said before, it's a tough sale. I mean, not tough sale, but it's hard to find. Hold on one moment, please. Sorry, just have to wash my hands a little more better. Okay. Sorry about that delay there, folks. But you know, better. All right. Smelling your fingers. Well, give me a break. Make sure everything's okay. I don't want brain coming out of me and doing the fucking review and whatnot. But the movie is. It took me a while. I mean, because I know I was a little worried because I know Matt put this movie a little high up there. I know Mike put this movie high up there. So I was like, all right, I hope that I don't get. I know they didn't hype it up. But I know they really enjoyed it a lot. And I can see why after getting through the film. I enjoyed it a lot too. But I went into the film. It opened up. I'm like, all right, okay. Basically, the movie starts where we're introduced to our lead girl, Amy, played by Pamela Gridley, who's this girl, blonde, petite, who has a cat, her kitty cat named Frankie, and her two goldfish, and ironically enough, has a little money bag full of a shitload of money. And she's on her way driving her little Volkswagen to this cabin out in the woods. I guess that belonged to her family or whatnot. But she's gonna hide up there or whatnot. And so you see she's running from somebody. And she makes it up there and stuff. Takes her a while. You know, she gets used to the house or whatnot. Cleans up the house a bit. And it's like that. Has kind of short pink blondish hair, I guess you could say. I know some people on IMDb had compared her because she looks a little bit like she could be related to Sharon Stone. I can see it a little bit and stuff. And she basically there setting up the house, cleaning up a little bit or whatnot. Goes into town and she sets up the house. She relaxes a bit. She discovers that she's about to sit down and eat a cake, and she realizes something has taken a bite out of a cake, and the cake is all wet. So she gets disgusted and throws it out. And then in the middle of the night, she's trying to sleep. She has a generator there. Something has bitten the wires off her generator. At the same time, you have this guy in the woods, his character named Marshall, played by Simon Bolsell, who at first I was worried about him because I was like, oh great, he's gonna be the nerdy guys, be exposition, this and that. But as the movie went on, I warmed up to him. I started liking him, so that's great. And same thing with Lee Girl. Lee Girl just didn't seem like there was much to her and stuff. She just seemed like a girl that's just in the woods and or whatnot. Like I was thinking, oh, she's gonna be like, oh, I broke a nail, dead weight. As I kept thinking when I first saw her. But as the movie went on, I grew to like these people. So she's at this little store in town, and she buys some traps and everything like that. And she meets this guy there, Marshall, the lead guy. And ultimately, she goes to go to her car, and she sees her fan belt on her car's exhaust belt been bitten off. So he gives her a ride to her cabin and stuff. And she explains to him a little bit of some of the problems she's been having, you know, about this weird stuff at night and noise and how something bit the wires off her generator and this and that. So he's been running around basically throughout most of the woods, picking up some samples or some stuff or whatnot. So he's kind of a researcher or whatnot. But we get a little bit of a backstory later on that his father is a scientist and he always wants to be a scientist. But he ended up just walking around talking to the trees, like he says in the film, and like that. And ultimately, you start seeing these lizards appear out of nowhere and stuff. And the lizards, I mean, they look decent for what they are. It's 1997 effects or whatnot. And for what it has to do, the movie's budget is only like about, I think it was only a $4 million budget. And he did a lot for $4 million. That's a very low budget for this little simple, down and dirty movie and stuff. And basically, her cat Frankie is killed by these lizards. We never find out how these lizards are, how they came to be. I mean, we're led to believe they've evolved. So the explanation usually gets me mad. Like, all right, we don't get much information, but it made me think of trimmers for some reason. I don't know why, because trimmers, those graboids are never explained where they come from. I don't even think on TV show they've even explained the origins of the graboids or whatnot. We know they've been around for years, so we know to the Wild West time, to the whole fucking bullshit prequel that they did for the fourth movie or whatnot and stuff. So basically, the two actors have good rapport with each other and stuff. Like she has a little weird looking, sort of like a, I don't know, like one of those guns they use for the turkey shoots or whatever. Like when like it's almost the type of guns you see when you go to a carnival and the guy tells you to take some couple of shots. It's like one of those type of guns, but it's like rapid fire, which I don't know why. So you get some banter between them. Like he's trying to keep Kit one alive so he could study it to find out what it is or to dissect it or whatnot. And she gets pissed off and kills one of it with the poison. Well, he killed my cat. So I kind of like that little bit back and forth between them. And she even says, look, we got to get out of here. But the problem is, all this is happening during the winter. And there's a storm coming. And during the blizzard, it gets snowed in. They try to drive out of there to ultimately, the car gets into an accident. They can't get out though far. And they make it to this neighbor's cabin, which is an old man who lost his dog to one of these lizards. And they make it to his place. He had the gas on until ultimately they find him and the lizards have eaten him out. Good, decent practical effects. And what the lead girl does, that I'm missing a beat, is take a bunch of matches and throws them. They run. You see a big explosion. I guess some of the money went to with explosions. Blows up the cabin and stuff. And everything like that. And then he goes, "Why you do that for? Come on, what else are we going to do? What you would have done, smarty pants?" He goes, "Don't you know this and that?" And she goes, "If my hands were not frozen right now, I'll give you the finger." Something about the way she said the dialogue. I don't know. It's hard to go that much into dialogue with these characters, but they're very, I guarantee, in the movie, has a mixed bag on IMDb. He got a 4.5. I don't think he deserves 4.5. It could be a little higher, to be honest. At least a 5.2. Let's see if there's any dark here. Well, there's not much. There's really not that much dialogue here, quotes here they got from the movie. That's too bad. This is a film I think all you guys should check out. You can find it to watch. Like I like to hear Michael's thoughts on this film, or Mario, or Aaron, or hell, even Kentucky Potato. It's a little fun, little killer lizard flick. I know it's a hard concept to grasp, but it works. Believe me, when I first heard about like killer lizards, really, and stuff, but I had a great time with this film. They make it back to the cabin during the snowstorm and stuff, and then I like how, before they go in the cabin, we can't go in there yet. I can't feel my face. You can't go in there. Look, chances are they might have taken over your house. So here's a stick. Now let's go in there, kick some ass. All right. So you go in there, and so you see them running around. They're smashing some of the things up until she gives him the little gun, and he's shooting. He shoots a fucking tree that crashes through the window because of the storm. Say, "Hey, good shooting. Give me this." Here, and he gives him the poison thing. and they fire and they fuck up a couple of lizards. All right, ultimately, and then they find out that one of the lizards were pregnant, and there's eggs left around somewhere, so they fuck up some eggs or whatnot. To one of them spits out some kind of ghoul stuff, blinds the lead guy. So the lead guy is blind and stuff. And she has to go to the attic. Same time she's where the attic is at, she's hiding all this money she's running from for some kind of thing. Because ultimately we find out that the reason she went up to the woods is because she was a scam artist with this guy named Yuri, this Russian guy, who I guess they had a falling out or whatnot. So she took the score from the big job that she helped do, and because she was a scam artist or grifters or whatnot, I guess swindling people out of money or whatnot. So she wants to make a new life for herself. She figures she had all this money and go out to the cabin in the country and just relax out there and stuff. But all this shit's happening. Her cat is killed and everything. Her goldfishes get killed. She tries to set a trap for the lizard. It fucks up and goes into her fish tank. She goes, "I'm sorry, fish is eating the fish." And they thought they could drown it in the water, but then they realized lizards are, indigenous to water and whatnot. She takes a fucking lamp, throws it in there, bzzz, shocks it up and stuff, and everything like that. And the chemistry between the two actors works. Because at first in the beginning I'm like, really, how is this two gonna work? But as the movie went on, it worked. Like he's blinded, and he's talking about there's no heat, so they gotta share a bed together. You know what it's leading to, but not sex. And like it. She goes, "It's just for body heat, right?" He goes, "Yeah, it's just body heat, that's all." And she goes, I'm leaving on the first bus tomorrow, right?" Yeah, I know. Just gotta warm up, that's all. Warm up. Say, lucky shit. Warm up my ass. I know he's trying to warm up. So the next morning comes, and somebody shows up. Lo and behold, this guy Yuri, that was the partner of Pamela Gridley's character, who wants his money and turns out to be her boyfriend as well. He comes in there. He's a lot of fun. He's over the top, but he's fun because some of the lizards try to attack him. You got a great scene where he has the guns. He's going to town on the lizards, and they all blow up in practical effects, which is cool. So that's nice. It's a plus. Until they find the money, and the guy's gonna leave them both there until they get the drop on his ass, and they push him into the fireplace. Well, a bunch of embryos of the lizards fall on him, and they start attacking him. They coming out through his mouth and everything. So ultimately, lead girl takes the gun and blows his head off, literally. Boom. Not like Tom Savini Maniac style. You get the idea, a little like that. Okay, good practical effects when it's there. And ultimately, they get the car and they set the house on fire. They think they're safe. And the lead guy questions her about her past. She don't want to talk about it. The car stops in the middle during the storm, and they realize the lizards have made a nest in this car. And the good scene there which I actually thought the lead girl was gonna die, where all these baby lizards come out and start attacking her ass, and she accidentally had power door locks, so she locked the fucking doors. And lead guy's trying to get her out. Open the door! Get out of it! And ultimately she gets out, and he gets it off her, until he locks the rest of them in there. And I like when he goes, very disappointed. Takes the cigar that she was trying to smoke and drops it into the gas tank. You get another explosion. Blows up the car. And she's weak from the injury she sustained. He carries her into town during the snowstorm to the little store right there where the ladies at. Little convenience store, sporting goods store, whatnot. And he discovers that he's putting electric blankets out, that one of the baby lizards is actually trying to drain blood off her leg. So what he does is he goes, son of a bitch, little bastard. He takes some tape, he tapes it around her leg and stuff. And he tells the lady, "Do you have a gun? Anything here?" She goes, "No." It's a sporting goods store. What do you mean, no? "I don't carry guns. I refuse to sell guns in my store." So he goes, all right. He takes a shovel, he puts a shovel next to him. He says, "Look, I'm going to stab this thing with this." He heats up the scissors to sterilize it and stabs it. He goes, "Now I count to 3. We're going to pull it out. We're going to pull it out of her. And we're going to try to kill this thing, all right? 3, 2, 1. Let it out. He runs around the store. He tries to find it, but ultimately it tries to attack him, but misses. The lady tries to look for a flashlight. I knew this lady was gonna die though, but the way she died, I thought was like she couldn't scream for help or nothing because the lizard grabbed his tail around her neck, choking her ass and biting her right there, sucking her blood out. So she never had a chance. And then the guy gets pissed off, puts on some Elvis sunglasses, takes a broom, throws some lighter fluid on the broom, which I never saw this done in the movie before. Lighter fluid on the broom, lights it up, and it's on fire. And he tries to call out the lizard to fight. Come on, come on, come on. Made me think a little bit almost of the climax of Arachnophobia a little bit. Come on, and stuff. And to ultimately, he gets the drop on the fucking lizard and pushes it, sweeps it with the broom of fire to the fucking wall, basically. That's right. Cook, motherfucker. Cook. And stuff. And then he's got it until he thinks it's dead. All of a sudden starts crawling after his ass. Like the liquid spits out. Well, at one point, he tries to blind him again. But this time he has the Elvis glass. He goes, I've adapted it. Spits it right in his face and stuff. And then it jumps on top of him and starts scratching him. He tries to get a flare gun to get it. He finds a flare gun in one of the aisles there, but it grabs him before he can get the flare gun. So the lead girl comes to, takes the lizard, opens the lizard's mouth, and goes, "You're extinct." Shoots the motherfucker. It flies off and blows up in practical effect. And then they both sit there injured with each other, and the last scene is them kissing, which I hope these two hook up. I mean, the characters I liked it. I got to like them in the beginning. It took me a little while warm up to them, but as the movie went on, I grew to like them. Maybe through multiple viewings, I'll like them even more, to be honest. But good. I mean, the cast did a good job. Pamela Gridley, I remember her being good in Cherry 2000. She was the robot in Cherry 2000. She wasn't in that film that much, just the beginning and in the end. Simon Basel, or Bosell, he did a decent job. I liked him. I grew to like him. Valerie Nikolief, who played Yuri, he was a lot of fun. He was chewing up the scenery a little bit and stuff, but he was good. I liked him. You know, the direction by Tim Boxell was pretty good. The writing was decent. I mean, the movie, I never heard of this film before, really, and it has a throwback to an 80s feel to it, especially the way the picture looks and whatnot. Taking a simple idea, you know, killer reptile film, I guess, and, you know, turning into some fun. And I'm glad. Thank you once again, Mike, for sending me the DVD of this, and thank you, Matt, for wholeheartedly recommending this movie to me, and Mike for wholeheartedly recommending this movie. I know it's Mike. I think Mike saw it first, and I believe Matt seen it. And then they both loved this film a lot, and they gushed about it. Now I'm gushing about it. Lionsgate, get off your fucking culo and release this damn movie already. I don't understand. What's the big deal? Are you waiting for a double feature pack or a triple pack or movie pack to put this movie on? Like you did to Blood Diner? You just spit it out there like you did to the Waxwork films as well? Release this motherfucker already. You know, good format or something. I don't know. I mean, it got a 4.5. It has a handful of decent reviews from users. It's a 93-minute movie. It takes a little while for the movie to get started, but I stuck with it. And, you know, once the lizards come into the film, the movie comes to life to me. But Pamela Gridley, I didn't mind her. She was good as the lead. Sexy and funny as well. You know, the lead guy worked. When they're together, their banter works as the movie goes on. So I don't know what to say about the film. I thought the lizards, they were handled the right way. If you did this today, it'd be bad CGI. So I kind of like the idea to use a little bit of, I guess, maybe on some faraway shot, you see when they move, it's probably a CGI. Like it's one faraway shot when they're surrounding them in the kitchen. I doubt if they're real lizards or whatnot, but the way it's done. But good fucking movie. Good fucking movie. I can't think of nothing much to say about the film. But besides, waiting for this film, without a doubt, it's 10 out of 10. And it needs to be on DVD as ASAP as soon as fucking possible. That's what I'm going to say now. Thank you once again, Mike, for this film over here. And thank you all for checking this review out. I'm glad you guys are tuning in to Horror Zone 2013. It's almost wrapping up soon, so I hope you guys had a good time with this year. I know I left a big gap in the beginning, but hell, I'm making up for a big time now, you know, and stuff. And plus the finale, or the creme de la finale, is almost approaching, which you guys are gonna enjoy that. Which that should be up Maniac Wednesday, I call that. You're gonna hear the rant and commentary on the 1980 film, and I did see the new film. Want to find out my thoughts? Wait till Wednesday, because both videos will be uploaded on Maniac Wednesday. I dubbed that on October 30th. And the 31st is still a surprise. So who knows? Maybe I could do one more random review for you guys. Maybe. See what happens and stuff. How I feel tomorrow, whatnot. But thank you once again, Mike, for sending me the film. And thank you, Matt, for recommending it. Thank you both, basically. And thank you all for tuning in. Rating, once again, is 10 out of 10. You all take it easy. And if you can find a film to watch, hey, go for it. You know, if you can find it. I don't know if it's on Netflix or whatnot or anything. But thank you all for tuning in. And you all have a good day and a good night. Later.